And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, welcome back after a brief break here as the tournament continues. We have already been due to many amazing players. Players like Björn are out, Cure is out, Gumiho is out, Lambo is out, SOS, and many more. Spirit, Piotr is out, and many more. It's been a grueling and intense tournament, and now we are ready to say goodbye to another one of our players, because this is another elimination match, and spawning in the bottom right corner of Leylines, we have our South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Falcons. It is Bunny. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the American Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss. It is Astrea. Also, I did notice a bunch of fans from Seoul Esports hoping to try to catch some Gumiho games. I do apologize in the sense that again, we're quite limited in how many matches we can cast at once. Like, there are just so many matches happening at the same time. We can only do one at a time. We're doing our best. We're doing our best to cover as much ground as we can. Steadfast, he's another community caster. He's also, you know, covering his own matches. We're trying to stay spread apart, spread out, and trying to cover as much ground as possible. But there's only so much we can do. So I do apologize. I don't know if anyone was casting Gumiho versus Spirit or Gumiho versus Trigger. So I do apologize for those that were looking for that series. There's only so much we can cover. There's only one light. There's only one duckling. You know, if I had some more, then maybe. But smudge. For now, that we're selling in, and of course, our predictions are open. Place your bets. I believe they would have closed by now, but get your gamba going while you can to place your bets on who you think will claim the series, who you think will make it through into the qualifying match or into the next round. Let's go. For now, we do have our standard opener out of Astrea. Meanwhile, double gas out of Bunny, double gas into a faster factory, into a delayed CC, so a much more aggressive start here from our Terran player. And again, aggression has been the name of the game so far for a lot of these CVPs. And we'll see how Bunny will approach this. From here, we can go into Reactor Reaper Hellion, you can go into early Cyclones, early tanks, early Banshee play. We'll keep an eye on whether or not a tech lab is made after the Hellion and where he takes us from here. As Bunny is building up. He does go out with his first Hellion, and he makes a second Hellion behind this into the starport. No early tech lab, bear that in mind. So we're not going for early Cyclone or early tank production. From here, we can go into even a Hellion drop, actually, into 3-4 Hellions into drop play across the map. Bearing in mind that it takes 3 Hellions to one-shot a probe. Doesn't take much here to eviscerate a mineral line. The army does move out. We do have a Widowmine follow-up, so it's going to be how many? Just 2, I believe. Yeah, 2 Hellions, 3 Reapers. 2 head across the map. Oh, threading a dive, rushing on past. Nice force field, very nice force field. Hellions are locked down, they're locked in. But one of them does barely escape. Reapers, they bust into the main. Shield battery is done, and with that, Astrea, he should hold. And he shouldn't lose too much here. Yeah, the probes are pulled away, doesn't lose any workers, and Astrea will shut this down. I say that, probes finally going to be falling. He gets 1. Bunny gets 1, he gets 2. Heads towards the opening, and he does get away. Not bad. Not a bad dive. 1 Hellion for 3 workers. That is worthwhile here for Bunny, and he's not done. He's going back in. He wants more. Wants more damage. Oh, does get intercepted. A nice movement here by Astrea. Does punish, taking down 1, taking down 2 Reapers. Behind this, mine drop is on the way. Astrea, can he keep up? Can he keep up? Behind this, it's going to be 3-gate blink. 3-gate blink into a third base. A very safe and economic build here by Astrea. Just expanding, getting his third up and running. Mine drop is coming in. Astrea, he does notice. He does pull away. Oh, he pulls in. Oh my god, he's crazy. He's crazy. 3 probes do fall. Going for the medevac. Medevac, 1 more volley. Does get a massive pick off. Medevac goes down. Reapers back into the main. Bunny just being hyper aggressive non-stop, going back and forth. Hellions, Reapers, Widowmines. But Astrea holds. Astrea, he holds on. Behind this, what do we have? We have a 3-1-1 setup. Raxes are getting up. Cloak Banshee behind this. So initially, Hellion Widowmine drop into delayed Cloak Banshee from the side of Bunny. Hallucination will confirm. It does confirm the researching tech lab. Bunny, Astrea, he knows. Astrea, he should be aware. Oh. As Astrea does go for the dive, takes out one of the tanks. One tank does fall. Take down the tank. Likewise, rotating back into the main. Oh. Once again, confirming that Cloak is being researched. Once again, does confirm. Temple Archives on the way. And Astrea is here to slow this down. Picking away the Marines. The Marines are falling one after the other. Remember, there is no stim with this. These are vanilla Marines, and so many Marines are falling. Ay, ay, ay. And here we go. The boys are being pulled. Bunny, he's going for the all-in. A bit of an awkward all-in here, so it's going to be Cloak, Banshee, tank with Marines. But only 2 tanks. And Astrea, he's here to slow this down. He blinks in. Gets a tank. 1 tank goes down. Massive pickup. 1 tank left. And remember, because these are vanilla Marines, the tanks are the backbone of the army. He needs those tanks. Without them, there's no push. Without them, there is no all-in. Please add a Stalker. Please add a Stalker. Astrea pulls away. Stim has now begun. 2 more Raxes for Bunny. Those 2 extra Raxes, this does feel like he's going to be doubling down into a follow-up 2-base all-in to just commit. As Bunny, he does chase down some of these Stalkers. Not bad, gets 1. Takes down another Stalker. Astrea does attempt to intercept. Getting Marine. Bunny studying with us around. Oh. Astrea does blink away. Banshees, they hit the mineral line. Where's the detection? Observers back at home, but not quite able to respond in time. Astrea punishing the push, going for another tank. Another tank goes down. And Bunny's falling apart. He's falling apart at this point. The all-in, it just could completely shut down. It just fell apart. Was an awkward one. Goes for the dive, takes down the final tank. Charge is now done. Boys are being pulled. And Astrea, he will clean this up. Again, just speaking of more SCVs, more workers. Banshees, they get across the map. Detection not quite here. Yeah, but there it is. Does respawn. Banshee falls. And Bunny, what is it left behind this? Down to 39 SCVs. I mean, he's got his 5 Raxes. He's working towards Stim. He does have another timing available, but he bled out so much in the process. He's down to how many? 14 Marines, 5 Marauders. Not much of an army. Oh, let's find the Observer. But this should be a follow-up all-in, like a follow-up timing here with his upgrades. There we go. He does pull the boys. Like, there's no macroing out of this. Like, Bunny, he's just lost too much. Lost far too much. He has to commit. Oh. So it's all or nothing for Bunny. He's going to have Stim, Combat Shields +1, and Concussive Shell. Like a pretty strong timing here. That's a lot of upgrades. There's the Recall. Do we have Force Fields? We have Storm. That's one better. Storm is done. 2 High Templar. At least 2 Storms. Ooh. Already a brutal start. A brutal connection. Going for that Templar. Nice target firing. Very nice. So only 1 Storm. Bunny, he can do this. Bunny, he can pull this off. Stimming on in. Takes down the shield batteries. Boys are being pulled. And again, no splash damage. There's about to be 1 Storm. There's 1 High Templar on the back line. Denies +1. Takes down the Forge. And Astrea, he's in danger. He's in trouble. He needs time. He needs time for these Storms. There we go. Graze the army. Oh my god, massive Storm. That's what he needed. That's all he needed. He's done it. Astrea, he holds. GG gets called. And Astrea, he takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Again, a very, very close game there. Bunny, I mean, again, he kind of stumbled his way into the all-in and it fell on its face. He had to back off, had to build up for another timing instead. And he had some very nice target firing, focusing down those High Templar, avoiding the initial Storms, but towards the end, just couldn't avoid all of them. Astrea, he held, he survived. Takes game 1. GG. GG, well played. Astrea does take a lead. And now we're getting ready for game number 2. We'll see if the series ends here and now, or if Bunny can force the ace match. Let's go. Bunny's build is crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was very chaotic. I wasn't too convinced by it initially, I'll be honest. But here we go. Here we go. As we're getting into our next game, we're loading into Ultra Love. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Team Falcons. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back, we'll see if he can recover and force the ace match. It is Bunny. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the American Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. Whew. Representing himself, currently teamless, but deserving to be on the team, it is Astrea. Go. We go. So we're calming down, we're opening up. Astrea moving on with his probe scouts, going for a standard opener. Likewise, Bunny going for a single gas. So Rax expand, economic opener this time out of Bunny. Slowing things down. Bunny, he will expand. And he will have a more delayed factory this time. As a reminder, last game it was Reaper Hellion into Widowmine drop into Tank Banshee. It was crazy. Into Cloak Banshee. That's what the double gas led into. This time faster CC, and Astrea just being as annoying as possible. Ooh, he will attempt to delay, but not for too long. Maybe 1 second. Maybe one. Gotta play like Clem. These 2-base all-ins don't work anymore. Protoss doesn't know how to deal with them. That's not true. Clem actually just died to a 2-base all-in the other day. 2-base all-ins, they're all the craze nowadays. I look to GSL this season. GSL Season 1. That was a lot of aggression, a lot of all-ins. Likewise, that's what Clem is doing as well, against Max. He does vary it up, to be fair. Clem does vary it up. But amongst the Korean Terrans, it's very trendy. The Korean Terrans, it's very, very in meta right now to go for 2-base all-ins. Referring to players like Bunny, Byun, Kyor, Gumiho, Maru. So it's very in vogue. I mean, hey, you got cured to the ace match against Hero in that best of 7. True. As behind this, we are just building up. Astrea taking his third base. So far, I believe going 2-gate blink. No, 3. Sorry. 3-gate blink Stalker into a third. So very safe and economic start here by Astrea. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. 3-gate blink into a third. This is what Astrea went for last game as well. So 2 games in a row, same build. Very solid. Meanwhile, Bunny back at home going into his own 1-1-1 into earlier Tech Labs. Tech Lab on the factory, Tech Lab on the starport. Oh, bit of a misclick. Calm down. Bunny punishing that tech lab. And from here, we should be going into tank production. Yeah, tank production is on the way, and Raven as well. Nothing crazy. This time, there's no early Banshee play. There's no cloak. This time, more standard. Mine drop is coming in. And there's only a single Widow Mine, so not very dedicated. This is only designed to scout. This is not meant to get damage done. There we go. Gets eyes on the third base timing, on the gateways. So now Bunny knows. Now he's aware of the 3-gate blink. Is aware. Does pull away. And back at home, we just have a standard setup. Just a very standard setup here. Just building up. Stim is on the way. As we see Astrea pushing in, going for the SCVs, not bad. Again, he has no intention to break his opponent, but does get 3 SCV kills. Very nice control. Astrea, he does not lose a single Stalker. Very nice. So 3 SCVs does pull away. Behind this, working towards the Bay. As we saw in the previous game, as we've seen in many TVPs today, and even yesterday as well, it is very, as we were saying, how it's very trendy and very kind of meta right now for a lot of 2-base all-ins from Terran. In this matchup, that is true. It's also very trendy to go into Blink Stalker into Storm, but here we have Astrea once again going into Colossus. Okay, is going for the Colossus as a follow-up. Not Storm, not this time. And again, this is a little bit more old school. I mean, I say old school. This is like this is very 2024. It's very 8 months ago. But still viable, of course. Still viable. Straight picking in. Meanwhile, Bunny does move out. Behind this, he's expanding. Bunny, he's not all in. He's just applying pressure. Pushing out. Stim is done. +1 combat shields. Rotating over towards the third base. Astrea keeping up. Nice force fields. Looks down a couple of Marines, but the tanks do siege. Massive is going up. Bunny quite committed. Bunny, he's just rallying everything across the map. He does expand, but he's hoping for damage. As Colossus is on the way. Force field's trying to lock him in. Picks up a couple of Marines. Once again, very nice force fields, very nice control. Astrea bleeding out 2 Stalkers. And the Colossus has arrived. Again, he's just buying time for the Colossus. The base is getting very low. Can he get the expansion? Barely will not. Oh, I started firing the Colossus. Oh my god. Yeah, massive shots on the Colossus. And Astrea, he might not have enough here. Yeah, Colossus is going to be targeted down. Massive pickup. Colossus goes down. And Bunny, he has done it. He has broken through. He didn't even need a third. He didn't even need it. I mean, it would have helped if he didn't have it. As the third base is broken. 12 probe kills. And Astrea, he just barely does not have enough. Bunny, just keep on pushing forward. It's like, guys, look, it's not a 2-base all-in. Copium. Likewise, Kite's back, shuts down all the Zealots. Stalkers are exposed. And Astrea, he has nothing left. Behind this, there's nothing left. Of course, there's no Storm. The Colossus was targeted down. Likewise, pushing forward, catching out all the Stalkers. And you can see how vulnerable the Colossus is to these tank pushes. To these 2-base tank pushes specifically. As they just started down immediately. GG gets called. Bunny, he will tie the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. I feel like this also shows why Colossus as a follow-up did kind of fall out of fashion, especially pre-charge. It's just, you are quite vulnerable here to those tanks, to those Marauders, to that early game aggression. Colossus openers are amazing against really heavy Marine compositions, but once we get into tanks, once we get into Marauders like that, I mean, it didn't really do much. The Colossus were a non-factor. And with that, GG. We're going to the ace match. We are going to game 3. And game 3 is going to be on Tokamak. Oh boy. Tokamak is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Longer rush distance by ground, more defendable as well. I would say that if Astrea were to open up Colossus, this would be a better map for it, but we'll see. We'll see what he goes for. If he goes Colossus, if he goes Storm, if he goes into earlier charge, which also wasn't done this game. We'll find out. Looks like our players need some time. All good. Again, it's been an intense series and an intense broadcast. We're also kind of nearing the end. As we are going to be wrapping up. Yeah, we're wrapping up all of our matches. Looks like we have the final matches confirmed for the mainstream as well. I believe they're covering Solo versus Trigger into Hero versus Mana or Rogue. Which means we can follow this. Huh, okay. Because of what the mainstream is covering, we can follow the winner of this series into Classic. And cover that series. Okay, let's go. That's the plan. We commit. Welcome in. Here we go. Spawning in the right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Falcons, tying up the series 1-1. It is Bunny. And spawning in the bottom-hand corner, we have the American Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, being forced into the ace match. We'll see if we can bring it back. It is Astrea. We go. But again, 2-base aggression is the name of the game here. It's what we're expecting out of Bunny, as he's done so 2 games in a row. Different builds, of course, and different styles, but 2-base nonetheless. And Astrea, hello. Opening up with a pylon on the low ground. Okay, with a proxy pylon. With this, should be going for a gateway, and I would imagine opening up 2 gates, and the goal here would be to punish an economic opener. Now, a couple of things are happening. First things first, welcome to Tokamak. If you remember, we just spoke about this. We spoke about how this map is more of a macro map. It's known for longer macro games. The reason for this is that it is a longer rush distance by ground, also more defendable 3rd and 4th. It is a more defendable setup here. So Astrea, he's expecting an economic opener. He's expecting a Rax expand, and he gambles well. What do we see? 1 gas. 1 gas here out of Bunny. So this is a good read by Astrea. He confirms. Astrea, he confirms. And this means there's going to be a CC on the low ground, and with this proxy gateway, the goal here is to punish the low ground CC, to delay, and maybe even force a cancel. Zealot's on the way. Zealot, it's on the way from back at home, so we're going to be rallying the Zealot across the map, and this gateway finishes up just in time with the Cyber Core, and you can make the Stalker. It should be a Stalker here, and then an Adept back at home. The Adept can shade across to get across the map faster. So hyper aggression out of Astrea. Cybercore is still just now finishing, and then we can make that Stalker. There it is. Stalker's on the way, being chronoed as we speak. And again, the goal is to... He scouts! Bunny, he scouts. He finds this. He does find the gateway. He is now aware of what's going on. And we have seen players... Yeah, cancel. You just cancel. You cannot save this. You cannot save the CC. So quick cancel, quick response. Bunny, with the cancellation, with the refund, he's able to afford the bunker. Bunker's on the way. And so just a good reaction here from Bunny. This could have been so much worse for him. Alas, if he had only scouted this as it was hitting his natural base, there would have been no bunker. There would have been a later reaction. The army would have been out in the open. Astrea still trying to make this work. Behind this does expand. Oh, nice snipe. Nice snipe. Takes down the Stalker. Bunny does pull away. does pull away. Behind this, we're taking him into Twilight Council, and we are just getting into a longer macro game. Okay, we're calming down. From here, we are going to be calming down. Astrea building up back at home. Bunny going to be opening up a Banshee. Cloak Banshee, let's go. Cloak Banshee on the way. Now, it is not uncommon for a Protoss player, especially with this kind of setup, to delay their robo and delay detection. And we have seen games end, just straight up end, with a Cloak Banshee arriving with there being 0 detection. So I'm a little bit concerned here for Astrea. A little bit concerned. We'll see if he takes a third base or if he gets a robo first. I'm hoping for a faster robo, but after the opener, he might feel pressured to get a faster expansion. We'll see. So we're keeping up with the Reaper. Reaper gets a full scouts, and it's my greatest fear here for Max Angel. What do we have? Third base. Third base before the robo. Right now, 0 detection. 0 detection here for Astrea. How long are we going to go without a robo? That's my biggest concern. Banshee's on the way. Cloak is almost done. It's almost ready. No. And here comes that Banshee. Is revealed. Robo's on the way at the natural. Shield battery as well. Banshee does hit the mineral line. Cloak is revealed, and probes are going to be going down. There's going to be brutal damage. At the same time, Astrea is across the map. He has to get into the main. He has to do something. There's Cloak. Cloak Banshee defends, and Cloak Banshee attacks. And again, 0 mining at the natural. 1 base economy for Astrea. This is brutal. Yeah, probes are falling left and right. 9 and 10 probe kills. Pulling away. Looking for another. And there's still no detection, by the way. The robo is still not done. And again, this is something that happens in TVP. Again, as I mentioned, it's not uncommon for a robo to be delayed for this long. Straight back into the main. He has to get something done as Astrea is behind. Takes down the add-on. Cloak Banshee does defend once again, forcing back the army. So that was brutal damage. 10 probes and lost mining time. With that, Bunny's breaking out. He does break out. More Banshees are amassing. And with that, he's moving out towards the third. He wants that third base. Behind this, expanding, getting a third CC. Doesn't pull the boys, doesn't commit into an all-in. But regardless, very dedicated, and Astrea, he misses the move out. He completely misses the move out. Not like this. As the tank is setting up. Going for the third. Astrea, he has to race back home. Can he collapse on this army? I think he can. Yeah, he's going for it. Gets one tank, but oh, he gets punished. He gets punished for the blink. And Bunny, he'll break the third base. He has done it. He's going to break the third, and he can just keep pushing from here. He should just back off, though. Takes down the third base. Goes to the pylon. From here, he can retreat. And this is worth it for Bunny. Astrea, he's hurting. Nice catch. Takes down the tank. Takes down the tank. Tries to kite back. Still brutal losses. Decent flank here, but once again, Stalkers are going down. Oof. Losses that Astrea just cannot afford. And Bunny at this point is just rallying. He's just rallying across the map. He can just go for the kill. He can once again go for the expansion. Stim is done in 5 seconds. And Bunny has no reason to back up. No reason. Going for the expansion. Going for the third. Stalkers, they try to dive in. And they will take down the tank at least. Not bad. Takes down the tank, cleans up. He will save the base. Boys are being pulled, but oh god, it's still a brutal trade. Bunny stims across the map. That was still the best fight that Astrea could have hoped for. Oh god. Blinks in. Hey, takes down both Marauders. Takes down the Marauders. As Bunny just keeps on stimming. And he does catch the Immortal. And again, Astrea, he's just barely hanging on. He's trying to hold. Bunny still just rallying. Just parade pushing across the map. He knows how close he is to breaking Astrea. He's so close. And there we go, the boys are being pulled. The final fight. What am I, Zoo Burrow? Mine's just going to be going off. They cripple the economy. They catch out the Observer. And he will get the base. He will get the expansion. Again, tournament life on the line. It all came down to this game. It all came down to the ace match. And Bunny's done it. He will continue his run, takes out the Stalkers. 1 Stalker left, 0 Stalkers left. Oh, never mind. We have Warpins. We have some reinforcements. The boys are being pulled once again, but GG gets called. The writing is on the wall, and Bunny, he will take the series 2-1, knocking Astrea out of DreamHack and advancing on to a qualifying match. GG. GG, well played. Nice scouting out of Bunny. If you remember, Bunny, he did scout the initial proxy gateway. He shut it down real fast and real quick, or I should say he responded very nicely, canceling the CC and building up on the high ground, coming out in a better position. Likewise, he responded with Cloak Banshee. Unfortunately, Astrea, he never scouted, he never saw the Cloak Banshee, and he was caught with his pants down. He went for a 3rd Nexus before the Robo, which again is not uncommon. Like it happens quite often, quite regularly. As he was being a little bit more greedy, he was trying to catch up economically after the fumbled start, and it did mean that he had 0 detection. And the Banshees, they set up Bunny for success. They killed 10 workers, they forced Astrea on a 1-base economy, they also defended back at home. Bunny took a lead. He took a massive lead from that moment, and he just ran with it. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations, Bunny. He will advance on to the next round, to the next series, to a best of 5. Let's go. Let us go. And again, we are going to be following Bunny into that next match. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves, as the bracket has been progressing and the bracket is almost wrapped up. Let's refresh everything. Let us refresh, but here we go. As you can see here, we have a Bunny. He already eliminated Björn, he eliminated Percival, and now he eliminated Astrea as well. And up next, it's barely off screen there, but we have Classic. Classic is going to be... Oh, actually, can I do this? Yeah. Oh. There, you can see Classic there is just barely off screen. Classic, he was waiting for the winner series for the winner in a best of 5, and that's up next. Classic versus Bunny in a best of 5 qualifying match. Let's go. And again, we are going to be covering that. We're going to be covering that series, covering that match.